Hey.
Okay, now I can
Haha.
see me, but I can't see. So,
There you are.
there you are.
There you are. I
Jeez
see ya.
Louise, man. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't remember why the hell we met.
Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Yeah.
So, how's the week?
And, what's the week been like? The week's been interesting, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Just, more interesting stuff going on. I met a pretty cool, well, I didn't meet her, I know her, but I got to hang out with her. This lady who runs, she's really smart. She's like a product manager at Vidyard, which I don't really know what they do, but they're a developing company in Waterloo. And then she and a couple of co-founders started their own thing. It's called openphone.
Yeah.
And openphone is like this really, really cool, it's like a one-stop shop calling function for small businesses. So you set this app up on your iPad or whatever, and it routes, it's almost like 1-800 switchboard calling.
Yeah.
But in the new age. So what it does is it takes all of your stuff and basically routes it wherever you are. So if you're a one-man shop and you got to run your chat box, you got to run like your phone number and then your emails and everything, it routes it all to one place so that you can answer everything in one place. Like phone calls come into the iPad and you can it'll translate for you what the voice message is or whatever it is. Like, so if a customer is looking for something, you can actually type back an answer, you can text them, it's kind of like it's like a one-stop shop. So really, really cool. Like, I don't know how many businesses they have now, and they're kind of like 2 people, 3 people.
So, what kind of businesses would go for things like that?
Any service-based business, right? So anyone who has I think the ones that they picked up, like yoga studios or like dry cleaners, places where you've kind of got multiple points of contact, where you've got people coming into the shop, you've got people kind of emailing to find out, when you're open, when you're closed, are their clothes ready? They might be texting you, they might be, like that sort of thing. Yeah, really, really interesting. So she's doing some like just really, really cool shit. So pretty fun.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I met her. We just I'd known her from startup life or whatever, and so we kind of just got together, and she was showing me her stuff, and I was kind of wowed by how cool she is. So.
So you're hanging out you got to hang out with people like I hang out with.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody cool.
But it's.
Oh, we're all nice people, but nobody's cool.
But in Toronto, though, it's kind of like
cool people.
Yeah, but in Toronto, it's like
everybody's cool.
Tech community, right? Like, they just kind of, I don't know what happens. They congregate together, so it's kind of cool. I got to, the Scooty guys and I are just putting together this webinar that's going to be really cool. It's going to be really fun, I think. I'm pretty excited about that.
Which one's this one?
This one's the storytelling with data. So that happens next Thursday.
Oh, that's when you said I don't have to listen to.
Yeah.
That I told you I would listen to.
Yeah. No. I mean, you can come listen to it, but I feel like duh. Do you know what I mean? Like you're kind of.
Don't kid yourself.
No, man. Like this is one of those you're literally gonna go. Doesn't everybody know this, right?
I don't know about that anymore. Like, you kind of get away from that because the amount of shit that people know and that I don't know. I mean, wow. Like, even I surprise myself how little I actually know some days.
I don't think so, Kenny. I don't think so. Yeah. So I've been doing that. That's really cool. And then what else am I doing? no, that's kind of it. I think that's it. I'm not really sure. I think that's kind of it. Uh, I'm constantly surprised at the number of things that need to get done.
Yeah.
Even where I am, you know, like prospecting, lead generating, all this stuff, and it's there's just like there's a lot of stuff to do.
Everything
You
takes
know?
time too,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't realize how much shit needs to get done,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And just how much time it all takes just to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I've been finding that lately too. It's just like you get to the end of the day, and quite frankly, I'm not too sure what the hell I've done, but I've just taken the whole damn day
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
whatever I just did.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll say this though. So what I have been enjoying is I'm starting to get into a rhythm. So I'm starting to do my stuff. Like, you know, I drop the kid off in the morning. So I'm, you know, I drop him off at like, you know, for 8, right? And then I'm
Yeah.
home. And then I set myself up in the corner of the basement. So I've got my own little spot now with a nice desk. It's actually a kitty desk, so it's one of those.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's one of those kitty desks that, you know, if you unfold like it hooks up to the wall, and then when you unfold it, the whole desk folds down. So I have a little kitty desk, but so I sit here and I grind, really take phone calls and grind until like 2:30, 3 o'clock when I gotta go pick up the girls, and
Yeah.
then when the girls come home, I don't work again. Like I don't work again till, you know, I don't pick up again until after dinner, like 7ish when they're doing
Yeah.
homework. And then I'll get back on and kind of try and knock down more stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of, you know, like I'm kind of enjoying it because I'm home, and, you know, like my kids are younger than yours, so it's still nice. Like right now, they still want to talk to me, they still want to hang out with me, so it's kind of
Yeah, it
nice
makes
to
a
be here to
difference.
do that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, they still need
yeah,
you for things like the rides
yeah,
and stuff. And
yeah.
that changes pretty fast too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just taught the 10-year-old how to make scrambled eggs. So, you know,
Oh, cool.
so it won't be long, right? And then she'll be like, I can make eggs for myself, so it's fine. Could you just pick me up and drop me off at home, and then
Yeah,
I'll make my own food and you
exactly.
can go
And
away.
pretty soon the drop-offs
Yeah,
won't be at school; they'll be a
yeah,
block away.
yeah, yeah.
You
It'll
know.
be, Dad, you're embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That comes fast and furious, and that hangs on for years.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
So
part of it, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's part of it.
yeah, man. But yeah, otherwise it's you know, settling into a rhythm, right? Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, like, I think the thing I'm realizing is like what I don't mind. I'm not good at it, but I don't mind it. Is I don't mind lead generating. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't actually bother me, but it seems like everybody else that I've talked to out here really doesn't like doing that. I think I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty gregarious guy. I like to hang out with people. I like to talk to them, so I don't mind. It feels like I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
Because if you spin it differently, if you spin it, like if someone says networking, they get freaked out.
Yeah,
If someone says lead generating, they get freaked out.
yeah,
All it is just basically just reaching out.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you just met somebody for a coffee and you tell them on the phone before you go, say, listen, there's nothing, just want to shoot the shit, see how
yeah,
things are going.
yeah,
If it goes somewhere, if it goes, if it doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah,
But if you do that, I mean, just if you treat it more like it's just a coffee adventure,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Not so much lead generation or, oh my God, I got to go networking. Like, whatever. You're just going
yeah,
to go hang out with some
yeah.
people. Okay, based on last week's, we are never, ever, ever doing video again. Ever. There is no video to this podcast ever again. I record this lying down on bed. I got 6 chins. I have no hair, and I'm
No,
graying. I look like the 95-year-old. If you ever
no,
post
you
a
look
video again, I
fine.
shit you not, I'll come to the
All
goddamn
right.
computer and rip your head off.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay? She's cute. She looked nice.
She is great. Yeah,
She's smart.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
I look like an old man. I'm not going to say anything about you, what I thought you looked like, but I'm just going to tell you. There's people
No,
meant for
no.
video and people meant for audio.
It was
I
better.
hate to tell you, we're audio.
Yeah, no, it was really great. We had Leah in it. Otherwise, I don't think I would have released it at all. So
No,
yeah,
Leah's fine. Leah
yeah,
could be video or audio.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
good. She's
yeah,
really smart. She's a pretty girl.
yeah,
She's told she's
yeah.
all
She's
good.
good.
Video, audio, whatever she wants. We are not video. Me
Okay,
specifically
okay.
is not video.
Okay. All right, all right.
I'm looking at that thing. I'm thinking, oh, mamma mia, why
You
you do
jerk.
that? You dumbass. That's what. Because at first I'm thinking that. Fuck, that's what I got to look at?
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's hilarious. So
All
funny.
I kept thinking, thank God Leah's in there. Otherwise, seriously, what a train wreck.
Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't have done it with the two of us.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just teasing you. You know what? It was good. It was one of those ones that, I mean, it's just nice talking to someone young and smart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and, seriously, right? Like, oh my gosh. And
it's just different. I mean, and it's probably because I am older and it's a little different generation, right, than you guys. And it's going to sound completely bad, and I'm sure we're going to get nothing but bad things said. But you know what? It's when you're, as the dad of the girl,
yeah,
like you just want like that smart young woman who's just like, you're thinking, man, you are going to kill it.
Yeah.
Like you're going to run shit, man. You're going to have people just reporting into you because you are like, you're there, man. That's just
she's
awesome.
All there. She's all there. Like she was the full. She's
like it's
the
just
full
really
deal,
really
right?
nice
like
to see.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like an old man, but wow. I mean, I was pretty impressed with her. Like I thought, wow, she's just a really bright kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, young woman.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so great. So I'm a fan. So I was excited.
Yeah. No, I thought it was just neat. It was nice talking. It's just I like. It just they help you learn things, right? Because they see things differently, and it's just I thought, wow, she's a she's a pretty good pretty good young woman. She's very very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm excited. How about you? How's your week?
Week has been good. Week has just been it's been all over the place. A small business week this week, it seemed like. Yeah. There's not issues, but there's stuff going on. Like they're digging up First Avenue. I think I told you a couple things ago. So I've got a meeting next week to figure out, I guess, how we're going to manage that for 2.5 months.
Wait,
right in the middle
street?
of World Cup. So First Avenue will divide Commercial Drive in half, sort of.
Oh, I know where that is.
So what they're doing is they're putting in a gas line for, I don't know, like 10 blocks.
Wow.
But mid-June till mid to late August. But, we're still Little Italy. I mean, if you want to watch World Cup, even though Italy's not in the World Cup, if you want to watch it, the drive is it. So I don't know what this is going to do to business.
Wow. Kind of prime season too, right? Like that summer season, like.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, I'm going next Wednesday. We'll see what it's like. But you can't pick a worse time.
Yeah.
So it's one of those stupid things for like small business. What do you do? I mean, I can't control that.
Yeah.
Then I went to one yesterday. They were talking about potentially. They're trying to figure out waste management in the city. Well, they're not figuring out. They do it all the time, but it's the disposable cups, straws, and bags, and I guess they're trying to figure out how to manage it.
Okay.
Right? Do they phase it out? How do they phase it out?
Yeah.
And typical bureaucrats in government. I mean, God bless them because there's people at least doing the work, but sometimes I just don't think they think, or they just don't ask the right
question,
or they just don't live in a world of reality, right?
Yeah.
You want to take disposable mugs out, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do with them? Right? Dropping styrofoam, for example, even from takeout is totally valid. 100% we should do it. But, how many small businesses are you impacting? How much time are you going to give them?
Are you talking about legislation to phase out
in the city
types in the city?
Well, potentially what they're looking at, and I'm kind of, it is like, disposable coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Out.
Oh, wow.
Right? Straws. But now they're not talking about banning them yet.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you really want to change things that's how you do it. You ban them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us all 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And but at that point, give us a way to do this, and maybe to compensate for the challenges. I mean, I can get rid of cardboard tomorrow, but what do you want me to do? Do you want me? I mean, I can use normal mugs.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's mug sharing programs, and those are all awesome.
Yeah.
But I might have to increase my dishwasher capacity.
Yeah.
Well, that's $5,000 for the dishwasher, probably another $5,000 for permits and electrical. So I'm happy to do that, but man, that's
and that's but that's just like and for like styrofoam, right? I mean, the number of takeout places that do styrofoam, or like, how do you even
not so much cups anymore, but food service.
Yeah.
Food service for sure. And then what are you going to do? Is it cardboard better? I mean, there's a few easy ones like straws.
Yeah.
I mean, plastic straws is probably pretty easy because you use paper.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, no
Yeah,
brainer.
that's an easy
You
step.
could look at,
Yeah.
well, for give an example, well, these people, they were saying, well, why don't you use biodegradable mugs?
Yeah.
And we
No,
said, okay,
that's great,
that's fine.
but who makes those en masse, right? And
Well,
like
you can get them.
yeah.
You can get them. But I'll give it to you this way. So let's say
Yeah.
a coffee cup costs, let's say, about a dime.
Yeah.
12 cents. And a lid costs 5 cents.
Okay.
Right? If I go biodegradable, I might be up to 20 cents and 16 cents.
Yeah.
Well, 36 cents on a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
On two of the
who's going to pay for that, right? You can't.
Who's paying?
If you up the consumer's costs, you get the feedback for it, but you don't do it. Now you're out of.
So now what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Hey, so before I forget, so it's funny. A guy who listens to us, Dale Chong, calling you out, Dale. Dale called us out because he's been listening, and he. Sorry, I didn't mean to break from the topic, but I just remembered.
No.
He really wants to look for. He's been looking for grasshopper, but he doesn't actually remember the entire brand name. So he actually listens to us to try and figure out what the brand name is.
The 420 Grasshoppers Gourmet.
Okay, so Dale, you got it. 420 Grasshoppers Gourmet. And then if he's a consumer, where can he buy it?
Where is he?
Amazon. He's here in Toronto.
In Toronto, yeah. Right now, it's only available in stores in the Lower Mainland, Vancouver.
Okay. Yeah.
It is available online on Amazon in cases and in 4-packs.
Okay.
The challenge with Amazon is really the logistics. It's hard to sell singles with low price points.
Yeah.
Right. So it is available. Yeah, and you can definitely get it on Amazon. Is no problem.
Okay.
I mean, it's too bad if you really liked him, you have some samples still potentially.
Oh,
give him a sample if he likes it.
Yeah.
Online. Because online, buy the case if you like it. Then I priced it really well. Because on Amazon, I free ship it.
Yeah.
I've priced it really well.
Okay.
After that, it becomes a little bit. It's not cheap to ship on Amazon. Right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
No, it's not. So Dale, you got it. Right? Grasshoppers Gourmet. 420 Grasshoppers Gourmet.
420 grasshoppersgourmet.com.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you places you can buy, and there's the link to Amazon, and it'll take you right to right to Amazon.
So, okay. So, Dale, you got it. We answered your question. I met him today to ask him a bunch of stuff and just shoot the shit. And he was like, listen, I keep listening. And I was thinking, maybe we shouldn't tell him so he keeps listening to the show. Because that makes three of us listening.
Okay, erase that part. You know what we'll do? We'll just give him a teaser every week. We'll kind of just stutter in. And he'll have to listen to 10 episodes to string it all together.
Gourmet.
Yeah. www. Something like that.
That's so amazing. So
anyway, and we're looking at I'm trying to get some extra distribution, but it is happening. It's getting listings.
Yeah.
It's starting to sell. So hey.
Nice.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nice.
I spent all day yesterday. See, that's one of the things you said, how you go through a day, you're not sure what you did.
Yeah.
I spent all day yesterday shooting pictures, just on the iPhone, trying to get lifestyle pictures. I loaded up the web page. I've been putting all the, where to buy, but it just took all day to update web page, Amazon.
Yeah.
Do the posts, Instagram, the Facebook. I sat down and thought, honestly, that was like an 8-hour day, and there was no value to the day. There's no monetary value to that day.
Yeah.
Right now, I get it, but you know what I mean? You're sitting thinking, holy Christ, that took a long time. Shit.
I know. Yeah. What do you do though, right? You gotta do it. You just gotta.
Well, ultimately, what the best way to do it is if we had a little bit more money. See, this is the trick with small business, and one thing small business always has to understand.
Yeah.
As soon as I get to the point where, let's say, there was some revenue coming in, you hire somebody. And the reason you do that, it takes me 8 to 10 hours of fiddle farting around.
Yeah.
And I probably could have given it to somebody, and they would have got it done in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And even if it cost me $50, $75 an hour, whatever it is, and stuff like that, you could probably find people to do a lot less.
Yeah.
But that, $50 to $100, pays itself off in seconds.
Right.
Because it took me 8, and at the rate that I bill out or potentially could bill out, you start doing the math. It's hardly.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, that's a funny one. So it is funny because we talked about some of this when we were teaching the one course at Global Pet, right? Like this whole, earn 10K in 90 days. And one of the things I talked about was just benchmarking, right? Like kind of that, because when you're in a big company, you kind of know like, here's how many units you have to sell to, kind of turn a number. Here's how fast you need products to move off the shelf, right, in order for it to be efficient. And I feel like that's one thing that even me, like I don't know what that number is yet. But you should. I think you're bang on, right? As you start to get to like, you should know, take the time to know what the metrics are, right? So like, when you get to a point where you are making revenue, if you're going to spend 2 hours on anything, you should probably spend a half hour trying to figure out if somebody else can do it cheaper, right? And then if you know that number, then
absolutely.
Yeah.
See, a lot of times it's not even that it's cheaper. They're probably going to do it cheaper and better.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is sort of their gig. Like I did, I farmed out the social.
Yeah.
So I farmed out sort of the Instagram for the coffee bar.
Yeah.
No, not the coffee bar. The coffee company, probably Grasshopper and Genko, the import company.
Yeah.
And the Facebook stuff. And I, to a person said, listen, I'm not getting it done the way it needs to get done.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm probably saving us some money.
Yeah.
But it's not good value.
Yeah.
I said, I'm probably better off to say, instead of me getting this money, you take it because you'll do it as a job.
Yeah.
And I'll probably get better results out of it. Now, I can still chime in
yeah.
and help out, but if I help out 25% of what I did,
yeah,
it's probably a good 25 as opposed to a shitty 100.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, you got to get to those points where, one, either you can afford to do it or you just look at it and say, I can't afford not to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's only so much you can do. I mean, I got way too many projects on the go.
Yeah.
And they do. And, a grasshopper burned the whole day yesterday, which was fine.
Yeah.
But I can't do that 3 times this week.
Mm-mm. No, I hear you.
Like today I was at 3 different locations.
Wow.
Right? So you start doing that, and tonight I've got to go back and do a few things. And then tomorrow I potentially have another one coming on board. But you start doing it. I mean, like this week, I don't know how many projects I've done, and I had nothing finished.
Yeah.
Right? The usual.
Man.
The usual.
We have a question too. Did you? I
saw something on email. I went through it very quickly.
That's okay. I'll read it so the listeners, and let's take a crack at it.
Are we smart enough to do this first though?
I think
don't
so,
throw a question out that we're not going to be able to handle, because then we're going to look like idiots. Or we're going to have to pull it back.
It's a podcast. I can always wipe it out. So.
Oh, you can edit. That's right.
Yeah,
okay, so we'll look smart no matter what.
Okay, so it's Hey Phil and Kenny, longtime listener, first time caller. I have an online store where I import goods from the U.S. and sell them to Canadians. Business is good, making about 20% profit gross margin. But I still find that cash flow is an issue. The products I buy are expensive, and I'm trying to run the business off a credit card with less than $10,000 limit. Obviously, I try to buy in bulk to make the expensive shipping rates better. The vendors I use won't let me use my own freight. I guess my question is about how much inventory to buy. I'm running this operation out of my house. Should I invest in a bigger space and go for lots of inventory? I tend to buy from one of my 4 suppliers each week. Huh.
I'm trying to find this too, because I want to see this commerce.
Yeah.
I want to kind of read with you, because that's...
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of things here.
Well, you know what I was going to say? That's I think the challenge with this one. There's a lot of shit going on here. Online store, import goods from U.S., sell Canadians. Well, see, I think there's a challenge. There's a few things. First off, I don't know if a 20% margin is good or not good.
Yeah.
If they're happy, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that could be causing a cash flow problem because maybe it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
Maybe the margin needs to be 40 so that you actually have some cash coming in. You could sell less. Running on a 20 margin, you got to move a lot of stuff. Running on a 40, you might be able, if you can move similar units, you might be able to catch up quickly. But I don't know what this is. The products I buy are expensive, and I'm trying to.
So I see. So there are a couple of things here. Like one
There's a couple
is,
things.
I think we're missing also, like I think this is one of so. I actually think this is one of those things where, like we were just talking about, having a sense of what your standards are and what your kind of like what your fundamentals are, like how many you got to turn, how many you got to sell. So I think part of that is what you were just alluding to, is this 20% profit on gross margin, if that's enough. And it's a good thing, right? Like you're already, like, to pinpoint that you're not turning enough profit to afford the cash you need is a big part of this. And I think the other thing is, like, what is the number you need to get to either justify upping the limit on your credit card, or figuring out alternate means of doing business. Like, so at 10 grand, fine if you're running off a credit card, because, maybe that's how you started and that feels right. But my guess is, like, you probably need to do a bit of work around how, what the next threshold is, right? Because after
For sure.
10 grand, I feel like you're, like, on a credit card, the interest you're carrying and all those sort of things, you might be better off just going to get a loan, because you probably have the right numbers to go to the bank and get a much better rate on a bigger loan.
You know what? It depends, though. It depends if you're moving it. I mean, you got to think of it. A credit card, if you got 30 days, right? If you time your purchases, I mean, one thing you might want to do, time your purchases around when how the credit card's running, right? So if your credit card's due on the 17th of the month, I'd order a shitload of stuff on the 18th, right? Get it shipped as fast as you can, because you got 20 some days before you have to worry about paying for it, right?
Yeah.
So try to do that, because at the end of the day, it's a hard one to answer, just because I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know what expensive means. I don't know how fast you're turning.
Yeah.
So you could, the thing is, sure, if you bought $100,000 worth of stuff, you should be able to get it cheaper. But $100,000 sitting on 4 months doesn't solve the cash flow problem.
Right.
You solved your shipping problem, but now you got a holding cost problem. Plus, now you're definitively out of money for longer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's better to buy this. Maybe it's better to order every second day, and pay 10% more in shipping, but you got product moving all the time.
Yeah.
And maybe then a 12% margin might be better or manageable. I mean, I don't know exactly, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to know exactly what they're doing, because we could probably give them a little bit better, a better answer. Because some of the stuff, if they're having a cash flow problem now, you run an operation out of house, so I invest in bigger space, cash flow.
Yeah.
Order lots of inventory, cash flow.
Yeah.
I tend to buy one of my suppliers each week.
I'll reach back out to this user or this listener, and then I don't. He signed it, but I don't know if he wants me to.
I wouldn't say his name yet either.
So, yeah. So we'll just we'll reach back out. Maybe we'll bring him on the show, or hopefully.
Or we'll get some deets, and we'll kind of walk through it. It
details.
doesn't have to be call it a widget. We don't have to call it what it is, but I'd love to be able to help him a little bit on this one, because a lot of what he's asking for is completely what you ask.
Yeah.
The problem he's having is when he starts talking, cash flow.
Yeah.
That's all I see is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Buy more inventory, cash flow. Seriously, that's where you go. Should I be asking him for sales data? 100%.
Oh yeah. So for listeners, the other part of this question is another question is, when a supplier releases a new product, how much of it should you buy? Should I be asking them for sales data? Should I wait until it's been on the market a couple of months and then ask? I typically buy the minimum, but have some that aren't moving. Yeah, I mean, Kenny's right. Like the supplier, when they release a product, should have an expectation of what it performs, how it performs. So they absolutely won't have data on that new product. But I would ask them, to give you a SKU ranking. So if you order 10 SKUs from them now, where does this product fit? For this particular listener who already has cash flow problems, I'd be challenging the vendor, to give you a rationale on why you should take it and why you shouldn't drop another one of their SKUs.
Well, that's what I'd be doing too.
Yeah.
Why do I have to take anything brand new?
Yeah.
I mean, outside the fact that new is obviously where the market is, I get that. But at the end of the day, are you contractually obliged to take all the new products? If you're allowed to pick and choose, I'd probably do it the other way. I mean, if you're one of the only ones in Canada that's going to carry this product or has access to it, first off, you have no rush. So get states of running and see where it goes, right? Maybe you can buy time in that. If it doesn't sell in the States, it's probably not going to sell in Canada. Don't order it. Like, why risk your money? Now, again, if you got a contractual obligation, you have to take it, and that's part of it. Then, I mean, some of it is what it is, but I think I would push back a little bit more on them.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those moments that I think you really do. You think like a retailer here, right? Like you really
Absolutely.
do. Like you've got a moment where this is. This is when Kenny and I get into the open and buy and my buy budgets and things like that. This is exactly what that is, if you're going to spend this cash, the supply, it's on the onus. The onus is on the supplier to give you rationale for why you actually want to invest in this new product. Remember that the supplier also has stake in this game. They need the new product to move, right? And so they should be giving you rationale. They should be bringing you a complete story. And then I would actually push them around a little, like find out if they're willing to do some trials for you, right? Like maybe they send you some stuff on consignment, so you figure it out. You can test the waters, right? Like and figure out whether your users are going to love it or not. Your consumers are going to love it. That sort of thing, right?
Well, if you have a relationship with these people, if you're buying from these people, it says, I tend to buy from one of my 4 suppliers each week.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you can do. Say, listen, you know what? I'm a good customer. I pay all the time.
Yeah.
Is there any way on this next order, can you ship it? Give me a chance to, I don't know what they do, so I don't know if this is an online gig or what they list it and see what it does. And give me a little bit of a consignment run or that kind of thing. Or can you give me an extra even 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like it's no different than asking for terms.
Yeah.
Right? I know this one might be a little tougher because it sounds like he's having to buy, put it on credit card, and that's fine. At least with the credit card, you got 30 days.
Yeah.
Pending on how you buy. So if that's the only solution on that, I just watch my dates because you will buy time, right? It's going to be 30 days before its next bill, and then it's got another, you have another X amount of days to pay.
Yeah.
So you can buy yourself at least probably 45 days before you have to actually buck up for anything. Something like that maybe, right? Depends on, I guess, how it sits.
Yeah.
But maybe shoot that angle first. But I like your idea. I think I'd go back to them and say, listen, I'm a good person. I'm a good, I'm a good partner. We've done this for a long time.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you could ship? Maybe I could pay half the order now.
Yeah.
Can you give me another 2 weeks to pay the other half?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And most people are pretty good. If it's a customer that knows you're going to be back, they may be willing to take a chance here and there. And that might buy you enough time where cash flow can at least kind of get back into swing. I know he's going through. It's hard.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Finish.
No, that's it.
Yeah. So the other part of this, I would say, is like, he also said that he has some that aren't moving. I'd go back to the vendor and just try and get some ideas on either can I send it back, or what do you have as a technique that's helped to move this stuff? Like, is there
or ask
pairing?
Them, period.
Yeah.
Is it moving?
Yeah. Is it moving?
Go to the first question. It might not be you.
Yeah.
They may not be selling it either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you can trade it for some different product.
Maybe you can trade it.
Again, not knowing what the product is, I don't know, right? If it's a tech thing and it's dead in 3 days, like most tech these days, that might be tough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the challenge is, because you've done it too. I mean, you bought things out of China, so I bought eBay stuff, and the tendency at times is to say, well, I'll just buy extra.
Yeah.
Which is great, but it's your money.
Yeah. 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 This is actually a really great question. I will definitely reach back out to you. You know who you are, Mr. Listener. But yeah, we can help with this one. Kenny and I just need more details. We need to take this one apart a little bit. So we'll figure
Oh, I
out
think this is an
what's
easy
the,
one to help with. This one,
yeah,
if we know a little bit more about the product and what it
yeah,
is,
yeah,
we could probably grind right into it. I mean, it
yeah,
might even be that maybe all he needs to do is just make a little bit more money.
yeah.
Can you make a 25 or 30 margin? And if you do, and it doesn't impact sales,
Well, yeah.
maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's not really as price sensitive as you think. I don't know.
But there's also like the other part, right? Which is like some of them aren't moving. So if you cut some of your lower performing SKUs, you know what I mean? Like if you're able
Sure,
to isolate down the
sure.
power codes and those move faster, maybe you're okay too, right? So there's kind of a couple of levers to pull here. It's cool.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's
Yeah.
not. This is definitely not the end of the world because it sounds like at least he's got some business and it is
Yeah.
moving.
You're selling
His
it.
pickle is just
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a good pickle to be in.
Yeah. 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 Very
So
cool.
that's good.
Very cool. We like this
Get some
question.
deets. Get some deets. I'd love to be able to
Yeah.
help out on this one. I think this one.
Yeah.
I like these ones. They're fun, right?
Yeah. Definitely fun. Definitely fun. Man. Well, I think that's it.
Cool. Okay,
Right?
buddy. I gotta go back to work. You gotta
Yeah.
go to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I will talk to you next week.
Sounds good, man. You have a good week,
Yeah, you too.
and we'll chat on you on Thursday.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good, man. Okay,
All
buddy.
right.
Take it easy.
See
Eh?
ya. Okay.
Okay, ciao.
Bye. All right. That's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.